competition. So I've been hearing a lot from my clients who are 35, 45, 55 that, okay, I want to date a millionaire, I want to be married to a millionaire, but I'm 35, I'm 45, I'm 55. And we all know there is this conscious or subconscious belief that, okay, after 30, I'm just, not valuable anymore. And my competitions are all the 25-year-old, and there are less millionaires, so they will all choose the 25-year-old girl. And that is why, it's hopeless, We can continue that negative story. And let me tell you the secrets and the experience I have gathered in the last 5 years coaching women on the journey from dating to marrying millionaires. Women of all ages, not only women in the 20s, but women in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Okay? So, let's first get started that I've put a lot of thought into that, but also, again, it's a lot of just experience. And when you think about it, is the 25-year-old woman a competition? And I have to tell you, yes and no. But that shouldn't bother you, and here's why. Yes, she is a competition if the man is looking for just fun, to just use her as a status symbol or some kind of achievement, or because he is feeling insecure about himself, so that he needs to have like a young woman next to him to fill this insecure ego. And yes, there are insecure millionaires out there as well, okay? And if a man is like, let's say he's 45 years old, he's a millionaire, okay? And he has a choice to choose a 25-year-old woman or 35, 45, 55. And if he's going for the 25-year-old woman, he most likely, and again, I'm just generalizing, okay? It can be that those people just meet and click and like each other, fine. But most often, what I'm seeing and also what I've experienced, I was that 25-year-old woman that was dating millionaires and billionaires. And I'm gonna tell you why it just doesn't work out if the age gap is too big, okay? And most men become very wealthy after 40, okay? This is just how it is. Most men become, because just if they are high achieving, they're working on their businesses, they're working on their they are working on their investments, they become wealthier the older they are, right? And let's say a guy is like 45 and he goes for a 25-year-old woman. Most likely he has some insecurities. He needs to fill this void. If a man is a provider, he wants true partnership and commitment, he will not choose a 25-year-old woman with 20 years of age gap. He will just not, because it's just too big of an age gap. People can't really relate to each other or click to each other or be like true partners. And honestly, this is also how I felt oftentimes, that if the age gap is just too big, I felt it personally while dating, and also I saw that with my clients, people just don't click so well. It's like a different generation even. So I believe a small age gap like 5 years is fine, but like more than 10 years, usually people just don't understand each other so well. Yeah. And then there is different timing on season of life. A lot of those 45-year-old, like let's say men and above, they already had family, they already had kids, and then what they're looking for is just fun. Yeah. And in this case scenario, they might want the 25-year-old, but that is why this 25-year-old woman is not your competition, because you don't want even those guys who are insecure and want to use a beautiful woman for the ego boost. You don't want a guy who just wants fun and that's why he goes for the most sexy woman he can find. If you are following me and following my values, And if you would be my client, I would not even let you to date a guy like that. I don't care how many millions he has or how wealthy he has. You deserve to be committed. You deserve to be cherished. You deserve to be loved. And you deserve someone who sees you as a life partner, who wants to go through up and downs with you, and who also shares life seasons with you. And a true provider man will want to give to a woman and not take. And guess what? It doesn't really matter so much how young or sexy a woman is if a man is a provider, because he wants to give, he wants to love, he wants to cherish. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. All right. I get like very passionate about these topics because these are just beliefs and it's just so not true. Okay. So, and again, I'm just generalizing. Of course, there could be like two people meeting each other with this huge age gap and still really clicking and liking each other, but generally it just doesn't fit that way. So a 45-year-old man would much more want to date a 40-year-old woman because they are in similar seasons of life, they are more experienced about life, they can feel like true partners, and a man can, be a provider, protector for this woman. So no, this 25-year-old woman is not your competitor. And no, not all 45, 55, 65-year-old millionaires um, want a 25-year-old girl on their side. It's actually not really healthy. And I can also tell you from my experience from my clients in their 20s, usually women in their 20s, even if they're very beautiful and they have access to millionaires, don't want to marry and date a guy who has such a big age gap. Okay. um, and I personally felt like that too. I was like, it just doesn't match very well. I just don't feel like it clicks. It's a different generation, and I want someone who is closer to my age because we get to be life partners, we get to be soulmates, we get to grow together, right? And also in the same season of life. And a lot of women who are coming to me who are in their 20s, they think the same. Only the women who actually have low I get to be seen as a fun project, they allow that. Yeah, but they get to grow out of it with my coaching. And women who are maybe in survival of money, they allow that to be with a man like that. But then again, work together, they generate their own wealth, and all is well. So, and also another point, women who are having insecurities in terms of not feeling safe within themselves emotionally or financially, then they go for this like huge age gaps, and they don't really care about like the soulful connection and partnership because there's something deeper underneath that needs to be healed first, and that can be healed in one-on-one coaching with me. Okay, so no matter if you are a 25-year-old woman that wants to have an amazing, loving life, but you feel like you have some insecurities and you want to heal that, or if you are a woman who's 45, 40 years old and you want a proposal, reach out to me. Let's have a chat. Let me check out how I can help you, and see how I can help you. And for those women who are 25, um, there's again nothing wrong with you wanting to be a millionaire too, but I'm not like a fan of huge age gaps because it just, from my experience, doesn't work very well. And obviously, there are more men who are wealthy when they are older because they had like 20, 25 years, 30 years of a career time where they were working on their career actively. And obviously, there are also younger men who are wealthier earlier, especially if they had support from family, generational wealth. So you definitely get to go for someone who is wealthy, who is advanced. But I personally think that if a man let's say you're 25 and you're dating a guy who's like 30, okay, a healthy age gap. If a man is already wealthy and keeps building himself up, you get to be a little bit more forgiving because I mean, not in a sense of you just take an average guy. No, he already has to be wealthy. But don't compare this 30-year-old guy with a 50-year-old guy. He has 20 years to work on himself. And when his personality is an alpha man personality, you see he has degrees, he has money saved up, he has achievements, he has investments, he is on his way to, you know, he's already successful and he's going to be more and more successful. So I personally think that's a better choice than you going to a man who is 50-year old because, life is long and you want to be with someone for like 60, 70 years maybe, right? Okay, so again, if you'd like to have more support on your journey, reach out for a one-on-one love audit call. I will put the link in the description box. And ladies, remember, if you're over 30, over 40, or over 50, women in their 20s are not your competition because the type of men that would choose those women is not fully healthy. Okay, and you want a healthy, loving man who will not only be your soulmate but also cherish you and be your life partner and be a provider and is just gonna dedicate his life to you, right? So we are not settling for just a wealthy guy. No, you deserve to have the whole package. A man who is committed, loving, loyal, provider, treating you well. All right. So, thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video. And if you like this one, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and make sure to book your free love audit call. I'll put the link in the description box.